What's
Yes.
going on? I haven't talked to you in a while since I've been sick.
Well, first of all, I'm glad to have you back off the
Thank you.
mend.
Mhm.
That's what I'm talking about. That's some good stuff right there.
Yeah,
What's been
gotta
going on?
hustle.
Yes. Yes. Pretty much just working. I've been getting the business started, getting everything working hard on that.
Mm.
Still doing the connecting the dots for other folks, I've been doing consultations, uh I've been having a whole bunch of business meetings.
Ooh.
So, spending a lot of money just to get my stuff out there.
So a lot of business meetings for your branch off, your own consulting thing, right?
Correct.
So you're going like full force and like getting that stuff done and put
Mhm.
together and ready to what's your deadline you gave yourself to like start all of it and have it all branded and everything and launch?
Uh, by June, by June. So in one of the meetings that I had with my financial advisor was pretty much like he was very candid. That's why I keep people on my team that are very how should I say, very deliberate, very straightforward, no nonsense. Like, look, so I'm sitting up here pitching my stuff and I'm getting hit like, forget about that. Forget about
Oh,
that. Forget
yeah.
about that. Forget
Yeah.
about that. Do this. Forget
Uh-huh.
about that. You don't need that. You don't
Mhm.
need that. That's look, you have money, but your business has not generated enough money for you to feel the need to put money into things that you won't be able to maintain. You,
Yeah.
you want to keep your personal finances away from your business, right?
Mhm.
Everything that you
Mhm.
make from your business should be reinvested into your business. I
Yeah.
said, well, I understand that. He said, well, you don't need a website. You don't need
Mhm.
business. Well, you can get business cards, but you get those cheap. You don't need anything elaborate. You need something straight
Yeah.
point from there where then I can start deciding my value, labeling my value, and
Yeah.
start getting stuff together. So when I put up the site, it's like, okay, this is my pricing. This is this. Because
But
right now, I'm on grassroots before we start going that way because it's part of marketing.
Mhm.
When you put too much fluff and folks don't know who you are, you don't want folks to, oh, this is a nice website. But you really don't have the cachet to go with what you created.
Yeah.
So it like when I was doing the YouTube panels, right? Purposely didn't have a channel. I would do a panel. Folks like, how does he have a channel? Where can I find him at? Blah blah blah. So the demand, you have to build up the demand. So
Yeah.
when I made my cameos, folks flocked, and I was told, and that was the strategy that I came up with Nathan. It was like, look, I don't need to be on every panel, but
Yeah.
when I am, I'm gonna drop some gems, and then I'm gonna disappear. So gonna flood you like, hey, where can I find Dre? Where's Dre at? What's Dre doing? Boom, 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 boom. Once you
Mhm.
get that squared away, start making cameos. Then you start popping up on other people's stuff. Oh, snap. Hey, you was on Nathan's channel. Oh, snap. Okay. All right. So now my name's out there. People know who I am. So if I pop up on somebody's channel, they know who I am. All right.
Mhm.
So now that I've laid down the foundation and folks are, accustomed to my name. Now start pumping the business. Start doing interviews,
Mhm.
other podcasts. I'm like, hey, yeah, this is what I do. This is what I do for YouTube content creators. This is what I do for individuals out in the street. This is how I work. This is what I do. You know what I'm saying? And what it does is it's part of branding, because then you go always say, well, oh, you have a website? Well, soon comes in construction, because the
Yeah.
worst thing you can do is have your domain, have your name up, and it says under construction. I'd rather just not have nothing there and then have it complete, boom, all right, fully interactive. You can get on there, boom.
So how would people contact you to get your services?
Right now via email.
Email. Okay.
hmm I have an email specifically just for my business.
Okay. You want to give that out?
Sure, it's AL Williams Consulting LLC at outlook.com.
Okay.
And everything's hooked up, even like payment is hooked up through my Zelle is hooked up through that email address.
Mhm.
I'm about to put, I have this Venmo and Cash
PayPal.
App, PayPal, everything hooked up to that. So
Mhm.
it's, you know, I'm still working on the business plan, because I have a quarterly business plan, but now I'm working primarily on like a 5-year business plan.
Okay.
So because there's two factions to the business.
Hmm.
It's the company side where I deal with corporations that bring me in to teach or do presentations. And then there's the civilian side where I work with individuals on building their network, building their character, teaching them how to interview for jobs, how to
Hmm.
pitch their if they're entrepreneurs, how to pitch whatever they're trying to do to the folks that will invest in their business. So teach them how to do that.
Hmm.
Like I had on one of the meetings, I had someone who wants to open up their own salon. So I had them along while I pitched my stuff so they can see what it
Hmm.
looks like when you're sitting across from folks that make, should I say, what you make in a year, they make in a month.
Hmm.
You know? And what I found was a lot of folks are uncomfortable. Applebee's is the best restaurant they've ever been in. They've never been at a restaurant when you look online, there's no price tag next to the food. And then you sit at the table and you open up the menu and you looking like at 85, 95, $150 steaks.
Hmm.
So they felt uncomfortable. And I said, the reason why I brought you along is so you see that there's a world outside of where you live.
Yeah.
And who are you marketing to? If you are marketing to low income folks, you're going to handcuff yourself because you're pretty much targeting folks that may be struggling financially.
Hmm.
And you can't count on that revenue, you know what I'm saying? And you don't want to start looking like a predator, selling a product to folks who may not be able to afford your services. And now
Hmm.
you find yourself compromising, lowering your prices, which means you lowering your value.
Yeah.
So these were things that, and they paid for this because we pay for her. Well, I pay for her for her food so she can see, like, look, when you are pitching your product, there are going to be some questions that you have to have answers of, and you have to be confident in what you're trying to do. you know. So it was interesting, and
Hmm.
it was like that was the first Michelin star restaurant I ever been to.
Hmm.
That was, and I didn't know what Michelin star was till you
Hmm.
guys told me.
Hmm.
And sitting down, listening to you guys talk, I thought all I had to do was, you know, I do hair, I do makeup and all this. I thought all I had to do was buy a building, put my stuff in there, and folks would just come and I could just do hair and make money. Like,
No.
no, like, no, it's
No.
it's not like that.
No.
It's a long way from sitting in your living room with a chair or your kitchen with a chair doing
Yeah.
somebody's hair.
Yeah. There's a lot more to that. Yeah.
So it's a lot because you have a lot of entrepreneurs out here, and they're selling hair, eyelashes, and different things, but they're not making any money
Hmm.
because it's a flooded market. Two, you're pretty much selling your products to the same folks everybody else,
Hmm.
you know, and then you have your negative advertising when you have men saying, "Yeah, I don't want my woman wearing, butterfly eyelashes," but that's what your main product is.
Hmm.
You know, you're gonna have to add some other, like, because with my consultant, I added there's a bunch of lists that I take care of because it helps out. I do security consulting.
Hmm.
I'm getting into cybersecurity to go into that faction.
Hmm.
In the security, firearm certifications, um, how to secure a location, how to provide security for an event, how to stage your folks, how to pick them, how to know we've got the right agencies, and
Hmm.
different stuff like that. So there are things. Then you got the individual side, and you got the teaching side, and it's a lot, And what I started doing now, which started actually bringing in some revenue, is the fact folks want to know how to build a network,
Yeah.
how to be resourceful,
Hmm.
you know, how to take their hustle and turn it into an art.
There you go. Hmm.
So sometimes we are limited, but you're only limited by your imagination, which means that you need to broaden your imagination. Like, okay, there's a difference between being delusional and being imaginative in what you want to do.
Hmm.
Imaginative, thinking outside of the box.
Yeah.
Like,
It
okay,
sounds it sounds like you can also branch out into courses and sell courses too.
mhm.
Yeah.
So it's all in the plan, tapes, books, all that.
Yeah.
Um, but you have to build a foundation. I can write a book, but what have I done? What has bear fruit that will make somebody want to buy this book? You know what I'm saying? Whether it's 35 pages or 360 pages, what have I done? So everything I'm doing down is grassroots, laying down a foundation to
Mhm.
build, and then showing other folks how to do it. You know,
So, did you have a book that gave you all of these like ideas and foundation of what you're following, or this is your own experience to lay down this outline of what you're saying?
that's a little bit of both because when you read a book, all you're doing is listening to somebody else's path. This is my path based on my experience,
Yeah.
and I'm taking a different nuance. I'm not telling people what to do. I am showing people the possibilities of if you took advantage of this will happen. If
Yeah.
you look, and it's like a lot of times we're stuck in our own shell. If
Yeah.
you're an introvert, yo, you're gonna have to throw that to the wind. You're gonna have to get out your shell. Be an introvert when you go back home.
Mm.
Once you step out there, you're gonna have to step outside yourself and build your product. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to talk to people when you normally feel uncomfortable dealing with people. You're gonna have to put yourself in crowds
Yeah.
and hobnob and listen. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to make yourself versed. Like one of the conversations I had last night with someone who was in Momentum with us, I'm like,
Mhm.
you have to, when you do a podcast, you have to be versed on the stuff that you're talking about. And you have to look at both sides. You have to look the positive and negative. If you're going to talk about relationships, you need to be able to see and know what men are talking about, what men want. And then you got to listen to what women are saying. So I sent her a couple pages, a little YouTube channels. I'm like, you need to watch this. And when you watch it, you'll see what is actually going on. Because a lot of times, we're not in that circle. We're not in the streets like that.
Yeah.
You have to put yourself in a position to where you hear what's really going on. So
Mhm.
when you start bringing folks up and you want to bridge the gap between relationships and start building a community, you need to know the talking points so you can debunk them or you can agree with them,
Mhm.
but give context to what is being said. And that's the thing. It's just like you don't have to necessarily be the smartest person in the room, but you have to be the most attentive person in the room. So
Mhm.
make sure that everybody stays on topic. Do not deflect. Do not, answer the question and not answer the question with a question.
Yeah.
You know,
People like to do that a lot.
for real, they do because they don't know and they're afraid to say they don't know. They'll use talking points or terms and don't know what they're talking about because they didn't do the research. They heard a couple other people say it, so they were, regurgitating what they heard.
Yeah.
So we challenge them about, well, what is that? Explain that to me. They can't answer the question and they
Yeah.
start getting the mumbles.
Yeah. Or they'll get upset and be like, oh, or feel attacked. When people don't know how to answer something, they'll feel like either stupid, attacked, fear based, or they might start flipping it around and all of
And
that.
they target it.
Yeah. What are some of the things that they said not to do? When he was crossing off the list of things like, okay, no, you don't need that, you need that. What else was he crossing off that list of yours?
He was saying, because you're starting out, everybody has a habit of doing stuff for free just to get their name out there. Like, stop. Because once you get up and established, those same folks want to be grandfathered in and they're not going to value. They be like, well, you gave it to, you was doing it for free before. Why I got to pay now? Because I'm established. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? You got to pay or the services stop. So um, he said, chill with that. If you have your core, your foundation, you maintain your foundation because if they respect what you do, they will also, it's going to be reciprocal. They're going to put you in position to where you can benefit as well,
Mhm.
opposed to that you always hooking up and then but when you need a service from them, they charging you like, hold on. So you need to go ahead and be like, all right, this is what it is. This is how we're going to be working together. We're a part of the same thing. I'm helping you, you're helping me. We're growing. We're watering each other so we can
Yeah.
sprout.
Yeah.
So he's like, be this cognizant of what can happen.
Mhm.
Mentalities. Everybody's looking for a free hookup. Nobody wants to pay for your services because he said what you're going to get is once you up and set and you set your price, folks are going to be like, well, that's too much. Well, that's what I want. Don't lower your value. Stay what it is. You know the work that you got to put in
Yeah.
and you have to monetize and put a figure on that,
Yeah.
you know. So like when I do consultations, it's free hour. I'll give you an
Yeah.
hour. But after that, anything once we hang up that phone or we leave each other's presence, after that, anytime you have a question, clock starts.
Yeah.
It's not like I answer all your questions, we hang up the phone. I
Mhm.
answer your questions, give you resources, and then put you in position to go ahead and move forward.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you're actually paying for the information. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Um, like I was in the office the other day and someone came to my office like, I heard you had to hook up on this, and this. Possibly. Like, well, how? So you don't even know how. You just understand that when I met these folks, um, I, because I'd done so much business with them, I built a relationship with them. So what they will normally post for somebody else, they won't post for me. So like okay, like I got half of my office, like my floor, uh, have like equipment and stuff that they wanted because had they got them themselves, they would have paid like $300-400. And this is legit stuff. This ain't no hot product. So when you start seeing, because nobody wants to pay, and this, I mean, this is a capitalistic country, nobody really wants to pay full value for stuff,
Yeah.
but they want quality stuff for the price they pay, you know. And it's not like somebody walking around a mall with a MacBook Pro box talking about give me $50. Like, this don't cost $50. So
No,
why would you do
you
that?
gotta pay the value and more of that.
Correct.
Mm.
So it keeps you from getting scammed. And the thing is, like, when it comes down to, see, I don't market to a particular demographic,
Mhm.
because at the end of the day, marketing stands. You market to women.
Mhm.
Women will spend their money if you cater to them, if you sell them a dream, if you sell them like, hey, you could look better than your girl, you can do this, you be the only one with this. They're going to go ahead and flock and pay for it. And you can look at it when you watch TV and look at the commercials. The commercials that from 9 to 12 are completely different from the commercials from 4 p.m. to midnight. Back when I was growing up, in between soap operas, you always had commercials about cleaning products or
Yeah.
vacuum cleaners or stuff like that. Because at the time, women were work from home or women, were at home. Or the commercials were geared towards women at home. And then
Yeah.
after that, it was makeup, it was
Mhm.
dresses, it was
Mhm.
shoes, it was this, it was that, it was vacations. You know, you cater to those who have the most influence.
Yeah, and they figure it out like who's watching. And the funniest thing is if you stay up watching like past, 1 o'clock in the morning, wait till you see those commercials because
I
then
have.
you're gonna get really hooked, line, and sinker. You're gonna have the motivational things, you're gonna have like how to lose weight videos, and you watch it, they do a really good job. You're like, oh, I think I need that.
Why do you think QVC got so popular?
Exactly, because you have all those people at home who are doing nothing and have a credit card and just swipe away.
And that's the thing. You have to everything you deal with when it comes to business. You have to. It's not as simple as folks think it is. Because a lot of times, I tell my when Toys R Us closed down, she's like, "What happened?" I said, "Yeah, it was funny with the money. They had new investors come in and started taking money out of the company, and it folded."
Mhm.
When you are an entrepreneur, you have to, you're not a boss
Yeah.
unless you have employees. Because you made $5,000 in a week, you're not doing it because you can make $5,000 this week, nothing for the next 3 weeks. Then you may hit 10,000, and then you might go 2 months with nothing. You know what I'm saying? It ebbs and flows, and you have to understand your profit margin, your ROI. You can't spend anything you make has to be reinvested into your business. Everything you do, you have to look at, okay, what's not working, what's working, what do I need to X, how do I streamline? Because truth be told, when you have your own business, you're pretty much just throwing everything against the wall and see what sticks. The trend, everything is so fluid, it's constantly changing.
Yeah.
But if you're an entrepreneur, you have to watch countless videos or commercials or seminars on different stuff because you
Yeah,
need to
like
know what's
tons of
being said.
research.
Correct. But a lot of times we're lazy. We don't want to do the work and have the knowledge. Because if you call me and I'm like, hey, I know that there's a seminar or there's a luncheon at such and such and such and such that's geared directly on what you're trying to do, and you go there, I'm sending you there not to eat the food. I'm sending you there to post up. Look who's saying so. Dress nice because you need to catch eyes. So when you walk up into a conversation, you need to understand what they're talking about and ask questions. Because when you ask questions, you know, you're always gonna have that one person in the middle circle that's gonna be talking. And you ask questions, and they're gonna be intrigued based on the questions you ask. You're like, well, that's interesting. Well, if you do this, this, and this, though, this says boom, 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 boom. Oh, so you understand. So, and then that's how you get in. Exchange numbers and folks around you, you know, will remember you. So when you start going to more, it's like you've been there for years. I give you an example. So I go to a particular bowling alley. When I first got there, nobody said nothing to me. Said absolutely nothing to me. Right. Got with my boy, started bowling. Folks will walk by, see us bowling. Okay. I went there 3 weeks straight. Right. Nobody said nothing. I had a good bowling game. Right. Came back there next week. Hey, what's going on? I go there now, and I started bowling in August. I go there now, and it's like I'm not nowhere near close to any of the top bowlers in there, but I'm treated like I am. I've been, into the community. So when folks talk, so when I'll do security at a bowling alley, and I'll just walk around watching people bowl, and based on my knowledge, oh, you bowl, yeah, okay, the conversation starts. So now, I'll see folks out. Hey, you remember me? Like, yeah, okay. And you have that conversation. Hey, what do you do? What's your profession? Oh, I do this, this, and this. I said, oh, you work on cars. Oh, you're banking. Oh, okay. This is what I do. Boom, 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 boom. All right, you got a business card? Yeah. Because I like to, we could go to lunch, we could go somewhere and discuss some things that I'm working on. All right, cool. That's how you pitch yourself. You have an isolate, like, hey, do you have a connect with such and such and such? Because I do this, 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 and this. It's a lot. And it could be boring to some folks.
No, but you got to network though. And technically, like, I've always like that's like a rule of like being nice to everyone, because you never know like who you're gonna meet or what they do. But like, you just never know. If you're nice to everybody and everybody starts to know you and recognize that you're a good person, you're helpful or whatever, they'll remember you and be like, oh, okay, oh, you do this, okay, well, hey, how come, maybe like you can help me with this and I can help you with that, and you barter.
See, what I do is I always have a saying, dress for the career you want,
Hmm.
not for the career you have.
Yeah.
Right. So a lot of folks think that, well, I'm off. I'm going to dress a certain way and I'm going to do this, 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 this. Right. If you plan on leaving the house and you don't plan on engaging with anyone, then yeah, dress how the hell you want. But if you feel while you're out, you're going to get in conversations with something, then you might want to dress a certain way.
Yeah.
If you're going out with your friends or you're going to a nightclub or to a lounge, and you need to dress a certain way,
Mhm.
because especially if you're an entrepreneur, you are a billboard, you are a walking advertisement. And there you go.
You know how many like people stop me and be like, I love your hat, I love your hat. I'm like, well, there you go to my website.
Exactly.
Hmm.
You know, because like I will sit down and a lot of times stuff is staged. So say you and I go to a party, right? Like a little cocktail party, right? I'm like, all right, you go in there before me, like you're waiting for me. And I'll come in a little later. We'll stand in the center of the room and we'll talk. And once we're engaged in the conversation, folks will be intrigued about what the hell are they talking about? Okay, then folks will come over and start talking. And we'll start talking about art and hustle. Like, look, you're a walking billboard, that eyeshadow's not working. Because I tell folks how to dress. Okay, look, if this is what you want, this is what you need to wear.
Yeah.
All right. And I'm not saying dress uncomfortable, dress in a way to where, and you have to wear colors. And these are the target words. Folks want to hear, when you're interviewing for a job, folks want to hear like team player, operate, self-starter, operate with minimal supervision,
Mhm.
eager to learn, eager to say,
Motivated.
there you go, and that's the thing. Like, look, I leave my troubles behind. Well, why should we hire you? Well, because I'm resourceful. I'm an
Mhm,
asset to your business because I bring a team and a network that will benefit your company.
mhm.
But you have to also articulate what that is.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
you gotta
Because
back it
it's
up.
not right, because it has to be wordplay and your confidence. There's a difference between being confident and being arrogant.
Yeah.
You want to have command of your words and you want to have passion in it. So folks are like, yeah, I like to drive. Yep,
Mhm,
that's what I'm saying. Because every company knows that once you get into that spot, they expect you to slack off.
mhm.
You know, like, well, what's your like what negatives do you have? And you have to know yourself. Like, what negatives I have? I'm lazy. I have moments of laziness where I just want to relax. Or you know what? I'm tardy. You know, it takes me a minute to get adjusted once I get through the doors, but once I get going, I'm going.
Mhm.
Because I used to say my negative for me is I come to work early. I come to work 30 minutes early.
And you would tell them that.
Once I come to work 30 minutes early.
Just by saying that, all the interviewer people would just love you, just the fact that you said that. So you implant that into their head,
Yep.
right?
I come to work early and sometimes I leave late.
Well, you know a lot of psychology too. So now you know how to now you can teach other people these psychology tricks.
I'm gonna tell you something funny. So we had a meeting. We had a meeting yesterday, right? Now, when I'm at work, I because I have a like photographic memory,
Mhm.
I have to, in order for me to focus, I have to, if I'm working on something, I have to get up and I have to walk around, right? So a lot of times you'll see me walking around, you may see me talking to somebody, and in your eyes are like, how does this person get any work done if they're always working around? So in the meeting, I got a shout out for like because we have cases that's still on the investigations, and then they're like, well, shout out to Dre for only having said 6 cases, and we're like I got 32. How the
Mhm.
hell he only got 6?
Yeah.
I'm like, I be working. Like, how? I said, trust me, when you don't see me, that's not, I say, when you see me, is when you see me. It's when you don't see me, is that you need to focus on. Well, when I come in your office, you're doing this, I say, yeah, I'm working. That's the thing. Your work ethic and your work product have to coincide, right? When you are an entrepreneur and you're working for folks, they need to feel that they're the priority.
Yeah.
They
That
don't
you're
care that you got
competent. Yeah.
right. They don't care that you got 72 other clients. Yo, when I got you and I'm paying you, I need you to work for me. I got you. And I'm very attentive and I call up like, hey, haven't forgot about you. I got this, and this. All right, boom. You know, because what I don't want to be is like a staffing agency. I don't want to do that. I don't want you to feel like you can call me and I'm hooking you up with jobs and whatnot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
No. What I'm doing is you go seek what you're looking for. Send me what the qualifications are. I'll look at your resume and I'll devise a plan on how you can attack their qualifications. Because a lot of times they're like, you have folks that have an associate's, but the job requires bachelor's, but you have 10 years of experience. How do
Mhm.
I sell that?
Mhm.
Easy. Because truth be told, most folks feel that all college is an institution of tasks. You have a deadline to do a set amount of work and complete it. And if it's correct, you move on to the next stage to complete the set thing. You get more work as you go along. But once
Mhm.
you meet all the requirements, you get a certificate saying that you completed these tasks. And all you're doing is telling another company, and I heard this before, that you are task driven. And if you're given a task, you can complete it in a timely fashion. Whereas when you have the knowledge to apply, like, okay, I didn't go to college. I went to trade school, but I understand the trade. And I may not understand the book sense and the terminologies that I might have learned in college, but I know how to apply what you're asking me to do. I'm not going to give you the fluff to the words. I'm gonna let my actions and my skill set complete the task.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. It's a give and take. You have to have a balance of both.
Yeah, you definitely do.
So it's like I read, I watch, I listen to the audiobooks, you know.
What are some of the audiobooks that you're reading now, or some top books that you would recommend to people who want to, get their podcast up or get their business up and their hair salon up and um, all of that?
A.L. Williams Consulting LLC.
There,
Contact me and
there's
I'll
a
give you
good plug right there. There's the
contact
plug.
me and I'll give you all that information you need.
There's the plug.
There it is.
No books besides just email me.
There you go. And we'll go from there because all books may not apply. The only book I tell folks right now, because you got to get the right attitude. So I'll tell folks to read The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Shit.
Not giving a F.
Yeah. Oh, guess I give not giving an F.
Yeah.
Yeah. So once you read that book, and then you have an understanding on how to interact and deal with folks, because a lot of times things will be done to you to get a rise out of you, and how you respond to it. It's like, okay.
Well, emotional intelligence. That's a
Mhm.
that's a huge thing that people need to learn these days, is emotional intelligence. And that's something I'm learning too, because I don't think my family never had any of that. It was just constant, like either calm or rage. So now I have to find like a medium ground.
See, a lot of times, folks don't know how to work with the people that they don't get along with, that they don't like.
Yes, yes. They'll just kind of like just they don't want to deal with it, but you have to be able to deal with difficult people. And that's one of the gifts that I have, is that, I grew up in a very difficult household, and I also worked in a Chinese restaurant too. So you have to deal with like quickness, customers on the phone, then you got to have the kitchen and you got to delivery. So like I'm good with like multitasking and watching all the people in the room. So that's one of the good things. Like I can handle like crazy people and difficult people and different personalities. So that's a definitely good skill that people need to learn.
It is. You know, I mean, you got to understand you could get a lot with honey than you could with salt.
Yeah. Yep.
So you don't,
Kill them with kindness. Kill them with
right.
kindness. Kill them with kindness.
Put your pride in your back pocket.
Yes. And
You
that's a lot.
know,
That's hard for a lot of people though.
mhm.
Because if you're coming out the gate of feeling like you're always attacked a lot of times, it's difficult for people to put their ego aside and be like, no, this is how you have to be in business. And if you want to get far, you got to play the game.
It's, I mean, first of all, you got to be in the game to be able to play the game.
Yeah. Well, hopefully you're in the game.
Correct. Right.
Like action. Like a lot of people don't even want to get in the game because they have all this stuff going on in their head. So they're not even in the game. So yeah, you got to get in the game and then go on from there.
I will tell both men and women, I think you have to embrace rejection.
Yeah.
Okay. Nobody's perfect. No situation is perfect. Nothing is perfect.
Yeah.
You can strive for perfection, but your ultimate goal is to grow and continue to grow. And, striving for perfection gives you a task, a goal, but you never want to be perfect.
There's no such thing as perfect.
Correct.
No such thing as perfection. Yeah, just keep failing forward. As long as you keep practicing, if you just practice one thing towards your goal a day, you would have accomplished 30 things already.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
And not be afraid to ask. One thing I loved about momentum, it it actually allows you to call folks and listen and hear what their perspective, what their experience of you is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you've known me for some. What is your experience with me?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of me? What do
Mm-hmm.
you think my strong suits are? What do you think my failures are? Where are my shortcomings? Where do I fall short of certain tasks?
Mm-hmm.
And get folks get folks that you don't like, that don't like you, and listen to them. Get the folks that love you, that bias towards you, and listen to them, and then you put the two together.
Mm-hmm.
Because one thing is, like, I've had folks, they all said the same things, don't know each other, said the same thing. I was like, oh shoot, okay.
Oh yeah. What did they say?
Uh Arrogant, but I am very dependable. You need me. You need something, call Dre. Dre got you. He's gonna have your back. If he says he's
These
gonna
were
do it, he's
people
gonna do
from Momentum or just friends? Okay.
it. Everyone, both momentum, both outside of momentum,
Mm-hmm.
work. And I I create an area where it's easy to talk to. Folks are comfortable talking to me. They find themselves sharing a lot more than they feel. I give an unbiased perspective. I tell you what I see.
Mhm.
Um, a lot of women. I had like one of my boys said, you you come off like you know everything. I said, no. I said, I know what I know, and I can be very obnoxious when it comes to what I know. And I get obnoxious when I'm challenged on stuff that I know. But if I'm wrong, I'm not afraid to say my bad. I thought it was this, you got it.
Mhm.
You know, that's one thing. I'm not, I like to be accurate. I like to be correct, but I'm not big on being right. Because when you're trying to be right, that means you're going to continue to change the narrative. So your
You could,
argument correct.
yeah.
So no,
Mhm.
I like to learn,
Yeah.
and once you stop learning, you stop growing. So what I try to instill in folks is like, you don't know everything. You don't want to know everything because I'm not a know-it-all. I just know what I know, but I'm willing to learn more because what I know may have been correct 2 years ago. Things evolved. Help me, educate me, teach me.
Mhm.
I can learn from anyone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I am not outside of that. What else I say? Creative, determined, um, competitive. You know, very competitive. And
Mhm.
I was trying to explain um, to some of my coworkers. I was like, if you wanna understand the dynamics of a man, go to a sporting event.
Mhm.
You know, like if you don't want to pay the tickets, go to a bowling alley, go to a tennis court. Watch the interaction of men. Like when me and my crew bowl, we have an audience.
Mhm.
We'll talk trash to each other, and just by like we were told that we're intimidating
Mhm.
because when we're on and we'll talk trash. So you get to see fear, anger, um, apprehension, um, insecurity. You get to see all that
Mhm.
at once. And you get to see how we lift each other up, how we support each other, how we, lift lift up our spirits, encourage, celebrate. You get all that. Like we could sit down there and be like, F you, because you did something good, but still dap you up, cheer you on when you do something bad,
Yeah.
lift you up,
Yeah.
you know, and still celebrate each other.
Yeah.
Because when it comes to competition, it could get ugly. And when we bowl, like one dude told us, he's like, "Yeah, I can't bowl with y'all. I'm gonna have to hurt somebody."
Why?
'Cause,
Because you guys like to trash talk each other?
oh, it's like, let me see. Let me give you the best analogy that folks will understand. When you're playing checkers, right? When you play checkers and someone does a triple jump on you,
Mhm.
piss you off,
Mhm.
and now you have to fight to get back into this game because you done lost 3 pieces,
Mhm.
you know, and you walking by and this person's already on their 6 games and they won 4 out of 4 games already. It'd be intimidating. Like, I don't know if I want to play against this person. But
Mhm.
when we bowl, it's 6 of us. When you see like the first 4 frames, all 6 people have strikes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't bowling with y'all.
Yeah. Yeah. So
And
that's
then
the intimidation you're talking about.
right,
Mhm.
and we're talking trash, and boom, you know, like one of my boys had 6 strikes in a row and messed
Wow.
up, and he ended up hitting 5, and then didn't
Yeah.
pick up on the spare. We're like, look at God, you know, and everybody starts laughing. And you're like,
Mhm.
damn, you're already upset because he had a nice game going on,
Mhm.
and he messed up, and here we are laughing at him, but we're doing it in a joke and be like, come on, man, you got look what you got. Finish
Yeah.
strong. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Mhm.
You have to. A lot of folks don't want that pressure,
Mhm.
but that's life.
Yeah. You gotta be able to, go through those and get back up.
Because there's women that will come bowl with us, and they were like, "Look, you pushed me. I don't like it, but you forced me to be at the top of my game.
Mhm.
You forced me to be at the top of my game.
Yeah.
But after I bowl with y'all, I go to sleep. Like there's nothing left.
That's
You
good.
know,
That
I'm,
means you actually used up, a lot of your energy to stay on point.
mentally, mentally, physically,
Mhm.
emotionally,
Yeah.
and once you get that core,
Mhm.
you have to understand that's your nucleus.
Yeah.
Which one of your friends, which one of your group, your circle challenges you to be better.
Yeah.
Challenges your thought pattern. Who is it? Who has your back?
Mhm.
Who's not afraid to tell you like, yo, you wrong.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom. You have to be better. Boom, boom. Those are the folks you keep around.
Yeah, definitely. You definitely need those as your core value of people. Now, what would you say to someone who doesn't know what their passion and purpose is? They want to do something, they haven't figured it out. What kind of tips will you give them?
Narrow it down to what they enjoy doing. Like, what do you
Mhm.
have? Like, what's your hobby? What do you enjoy doing?
Mhm.
What do you have fun? What brings you joy?
Yeah.
You know, do you like gardening? Do you like cooking? You know, do you like painting, sculpting? You know, do you like making money? Like, what is your passion? What brings you joy? What gives you drive?
Yeah.
Because everybody has a bunch of hobbies that they're real good at that they do and minimize what it actually does for them.
Mhm.
Right.
Mhm.
So what you start doing is like, okay, what are you passionate about?
Yeah.
And start narrowing it down.
Mhm.
Okay. Because you want to do something that doesn't feel like work to you.
Of course. Yeah, like when you realize like what you're doing, time just slips by and feels like nothing, like that's when you know you're in the flow.
Yeah, like what gets you up in the morning? What is your
Yeah.
why?
Yeah.
If you can get up in the morning and do this one particular thing every day and it puts a smile on your face, what is it?
Yeah.
That's what you need to be fostering. That's what you need to be pouring into.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And you don't have to worry about whether or not anybody will accept it because if you're passionate about it, people will want to go check it out and see what it is.
Yeah, and you're doing it for you, and then people will start to resonate, but like, oh, like she's passionate about that. I feel, and you'll feel that energy off of people. So I totally agree. So as we wrap it up, any last tips and tricks and words you would like to pass out to people?
Yes.
Dre's dropping gems.
Um, do not let folks discourage you. If you're passionate about something and you're dead set on doing it, follow through. Don't listen to the negativity. Don't listen to folks tell you what you can and can't do and what you should and shouldn't do when it comes to you building your product or building your name and building what you want to do for your life. It's your life.
Mhm.
Because all these folks are not going to be around when you listen to them and what they say don't work out.
And they're not paying your bills. They're not
Nope.
doing the 3 Fs.
Right. I used to care what people thought about me, so I try to pay my bills with their opinions,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know. And again, the 3 Fs.
Hmm.
Think about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you want to sing, sing. The
Hmm.
only way you can be a better singer is by singing.
Yeah.
Practice singing.
Practice.
You know, no matter where you are, you feel the urge, sing. You're a
Hmm.
writer, write.
Yep.
You know, and it's not for other people to understand. You have to do what is best for you.
Hmm.
Even though folks want to see the best of you, but sometimes you can't keep asking blind people to see your vision,
That's a good one right there. I like that.
and
See,
like
we always have lines in this. Every time we do one of these, there's always lines that are great. I like that one, the blind one.
yeah,
I
you
love it.
can't.
That's great. I mean, it's true because like one, they're not paying your bills. Two, they don't see your vision. Yeah.
And
I gotta work on that.
right, I'm not even gonna give them the satisfaction
I know I gotta work on that on my trigger points.
because what I do is I'll tell folks like that, you know what? All the haters, yo, I need you.
Thank you for watching.
You know, I need you. Yeah, keep coming around. I need you. I appreciate you. You don't know how important you are to who I am.
Hmm.
I love
Kill
you.
'em kill 'em
Thank
with kindness. Kill 'em with kindness. I love it. Thank you so much for joining me today. Happy Friday and have a great
Friday
weekend.
views.
Keep hustling.